laning composition, you really need to pay attention to when you are farming those waves, when you are pushing them, and dragging Dignitas around the map so they can't catch you out.
Yeah, and as we're getting into the next game, we'll be able to cover the draft because usually in a best of 3, you'll see some level of adaptation within it. I think that 100 Thieves should be happy about the draft they had that last game and how they'll be able to punish Smolder by just, of course, if they don't make the same mistakes. They had the gold lead, Karthus, Yone, Camille, like all these things are amazing answers into a immobile backline. So I think they had the right answers, just the wrong gameplay.
I have good news for you though, Raz.
Hit me.
Dignitas 100% agrees.
Yeah.
Oh my
because
god.
Even if they won, bam, let's get rid of Senna, let's get rid of Karthus.
They're hitting it all.
Yeah, and I mean, we'll see what 100 Thieves now want to pick, right? Because I think the big strength of this team is their flexibility, using champions that they can flex into multiple lanes. And now we'll see if they're going to lock in the Taliyah first, because Taliyah has been such a key pick for this roster, being able to flex it both mid and jungle.
Yeah, it's really funny because going into the split really early times, Ashe has been really heavily permabanned. Go into it, just like talk about what your thoughts are here.
Yeah, the Ashe pick is super interesting. What we're seeing up here is just, I wanted to highlight the flexibility that we saw from them against NRG, right?
Yes.
Because a lot of these compositions, we saw the Zyra jungle coming out from River first. Obviously, Spica played it in the very last game. And then I also really liked their flex with the Ezreal mid, right? So the Ashe is super interesting because I do think, to your point, Raz, you can put her support or AD, depending on what they want to do with Eyla and Meech in that bot lane. And then the immediate response, Isles is going to be on the Leona again, and Jensen on the Corki.
Yeah, so the Ashe is just the most banned pick coming into the this week, where it was like 9 bans out of the 10 games. Now, that being said, it is available. It's, you know, 100 Thieves are more than willing to pick it up. If you remember last split, the problem with going double AD carry bot lane was just that, well, you need the jungle pressure bot side, and that was going to be the focus going into this game too.
And now we see, you know who has jungle, a lot of jungle pressure in terms of lane synergy?
Yeah?
Vi with Taliyah. Vi historically has been such a massive pick for River. We already touched upon how important this Taliyah has been for 100 Thieves as a whole. But this combination was the combination that teams learned very quickly. You do not give River and Quid these champions.
Absolutely not. But Dig is picking their poison here. They didn't like what it felt like to play against Karthus Senna, so that's how this stuff is up. And they end up playing against the most banned champion for week 1, as well as the Taliyah Vi. So the Ezreal is interesting for Zven. It's something you can play very safe on in this game. And he needs to break the trend of just ridiculous game 1s into normal game 2 and 3s. Because if you remember all the way back to Cloud9 series, I think it was 10-0 on Varus as well as it was 10-0 on Smolder in this game 1 of this series.
It's going to suck if they win the first game and then lose the rest of the series. You actually pointed that out coming into this game, and I was like, oh, if that happens, they will hate best of 3s. But also, just tagging along to the safetiness of Ezreal, the same could be said with Corki, so at least they have double dashes against what is a really aggressive first 3 picks from 100 Thieves. The Enchanted Crystal Arrow is going to be a threat, obviously, the ulti from Vi and Taliyah, so there's going to be a lot that 100 Thieves have to get to the back line. So I'm interested to see what the front line is going to be looking like for Dignitas.
Yeah, and they don't want to deal with the Camille again either. Sniper's Camille off the table, as well as the Callista don't want to go up against that presumably double Hail of Blades. Super strong pushing bot lane.
Shaban Ksante here. Ksante is a good 4 pick here for Dignitas, and Licorice is such a damn good Ksante player. So with the Camille being banned by Dignitas, it's really setting it up. Let's see if that's going to be the lock-in. They do heavily need some level of frontline and maybe some disengage that could help as well, but let's see what the pick's going to be here.
I find it interesting that they banned the Nidalee. That is a form of respect, actually, considering Nidalee is still yet to pick up a win in the LCS. But the power farming junglers from last game would all be available for Dig if they want it. However, in game 1, they also blind picked their top laner here, opting for a power pick rather than a counter pick against Sniper.
And I know some of Kangus's early presentations were a little cursed, but one thing he did bring up for Licorice, right, is that he is really comfortable blind picking his champ, as we see the answer coming out from Sniper, is going to be that Ksante. He is really interesting. It is really interesting that he is more than willing to blind pick here and then save R5 for jungle.
Yeah. I wonder how it's going to turn, because of course the early advantage is going to be for the Renekton pick, but as the game goes on, you definitely want a sturdy front line like what 100 Thieves just built for themselves in both Braum and the Ksante. Braum's an interesting one. It's something that I've seen Eyla go towards a little bit when he sees the melee support, this time in the Leona. So it's going to be good front-to-back team fighting from Ashe and Braum. Please get cleansed, guys, if you're Dignitas.
Yeah.
It's a lot of stun coming in from them.
Okay, jungle Morgana for Spica.
Wow!
Which, if you were to pick a team comp to have Morgana against, it would actually be this one. Ashe Arrow, Vi Ultimate, Taliyah Flip. It's all just immune, the Braum Q stun, but you also have to jungle Morgana. So we're going to see how that ends up working out for Spica. That's an awesome pick, though.
There has been jungle metas out there that has Morgana imprinted in it. I remember with Brox's Morgana jungle a little bit there. But this one makes a lot of sense. Be able to protect your backline heavily with the Morgana Black Shield, and of course with the AP jungle items that have been there. Just the AP itemization, I think is a great pick.
Emily, I asked the same question in Series 1. Is it going to be a sweep?
Ooh, I'm going to say no. I still think we're going to go to 3 games.
All right.
I'm going to say yes.
So we'll see.
It's a yes from me.
There we go. One of you two is going to be right, guaranteed. That's it here.
Braum play. A couple shields going the wrong way. Now Eyla gets to give him a little tutorial.
Yeah, it was actually more than a couple even. Yeah. It was I almost looked like the majority of them. But we'll see. The direction can be kept front and center and be most useful here in this one.
And it's a valuable pick against like Morgana, Corki, Ezreal. So theoretically, it should give a lot of value.
For me, though, the best pick and the biggest story here is Dignitas saving R5 for jungle counter pick.
Yes.
And it being a real jungle counter pick. Yeah. Morgana is actually been played a decent amount right now because of the Faded Ashes introduction and bringing back the clear speed meta with the extra experience in jungle camps. Morgana is a very quick clearing jungle still, even after they tapped back down. And some of the monster multipliers. And you get to the point here that you can queue the large, like large wolf or something like that, the large monster in the camp, and put your W down and walk away and clear extremely quickly that way once you get your Leandries done and stuff like that. So very, very, very pivotal counter pick here. It is always so good into specifically Vi, but also the Ashe is really, really going to help here. So Spica, biggest thing for him that we want to keep our eyes on is going to be the positioning, and will he be around for the counter ganks, because you can really counter gank very effectively with this champion.
And we saw in the all chat at the beginning of the game, Dignitas also weren't too impressed with that Vi pick, despite the fact River has been very successful on it in the past. You're right that if Spica can predict where River is going to be going and set up those counter ganks, makes River's job very difficult. So watching the early jungle pathing, we see that they're starting on opposite sides. We'll be pathing opposite directions. Licorice getting that one little ward down there to spot if the Vi is going to be coming up top side at any point early.
Yeah, Morgana's a very relaxing jungle to clear with, because your W just gets reduction when it is on one of the large monsters, and you just get to keep spamming it while you're checking all of your lanes, looking for good counter gank angles, good binding angles to come in and really supplement them with. It's also kind of interesting because you can even lend a lot to some pushing lanes like the Renekton into the Ksante here, make the life even more painful there for the opponents. So we'll see how he plays, because right now playing with pushing top, with pushing bottom feels really nice for a Morgana, but both junglers are just starting opposite sides and full clearing.
I mean, at this point, Spica's job, very chill. Just focus on power clearing. Chill. I will say, though, these side lanes that are both shoving in, both need to be aware that they could be under threat if the Vi looks for an early gank here, because specifically topside Licorice does not have the backup of Spica. It looks like we're pinging there. So maybe River spotted on that ward that Licorice had dropped down earlier, which will give Licorice that information, try and get this wave in, and then back off to safety, as River is just going for a full clear, so no super early ganks yet.
Not quite yet. Just keep on clearing down to the opposite side. They'll split the Scuttle Crabs, no problem. And it's going to be an interesting one as we get later as well, because having Zven on the Ezreal along with Jensen's Corki here, Dignitas are set up with pretty good backline carries for later too.
If they have here, sending up Meech, they get flash out of him. No cleanse necessary, though. Spica going for that early look bot side and might even look for more here. Slowed down, needs to be careful and respectful. Winter's Bite tags him, but no more autos.
Yeah, and he knows it's opposite side clear, so you don't have to even worry about the Vi, so you can get super aggressive and push them off the wave too. Getting a flash out of Meech is big, but also getting them off the minions even for a little bit there, dropping a few more under the tower is going to be a lasting impact. Ezreal now scales really, really nicely. The buffs on the ultimate were super nice for him too. We'll see if Jensen also goes with the Muramana Corki style this time around. You do not have to go with the Muramana with the Trinity Force. You can go with the Infinity Edge, so we'll see if Dignitas run double tiers on their AD carries and have similar power spikes once they start to get those transforms coming in, or if they go for the IE version.
And I know that the lounge is talking about it during pick and ban, but I want to get your thoughts on it, Kobe, because this is a very different look for 100 Thieves. And while it doesn't seem like we have a heavy action early game, I want to hear, what you think about them as a team. Very young players, but they're willing to pivot so much from that game one, where it's all about the side lane push, all about these solo laners. This time around, it seems like they're going to be looking more for the team fights, I'd guess, but what do you read on that? Yeah,
I mean, it was a really good game plan until the Morgana counter pick comes in. I was one of the biggest fans, as Eyla is the most annoying support.
Wow. That's the biggest hater of Meech right there. Just walks up and ignites to stop the back. Might regret that decision here, as Zven will have to use the cleanse. Eyla taking a lot of damage. Zven will get first blood. River over the wall will answer in kind, and flash out Zven gets him to safety. But 1-for-1 trade. Zven cashing in.
Zven, yeah, they go for the kill there. They turn it right back around, get it first themselves. River does end up showing. Not going to matter too much for him as he can go back up to the other opposite side. But Zven investing both summoners there and flashing at the very end right over the wall might be something that they can punish. It's going to be a little bit difficult, but no cleanse and no flash now on the Ezreal. Maybe River, if he can rush into the level 6, I think might be able to look bottom side again. But generally when you're Vi Taliyah, you want to use your first ultimate for the Taliyah to try and get your kill pretty early there. Sometimes it's dangerous on a Corki though, because it can move you very close to the towers.
Winter's Bite not going to land right there. We see a lot of action from Dignitas up here in the top jungle. Point blank route plus the stun from Leona. They're trying to lock down River. Vault Breaker blocked by Eyles' body. Flash forward, stunned up. River, he gets over the wall. Flashes to safety with the blast code. Is he out of there? Jensen with a flash commit, and Spica actually is the one that gets the kill credit. 100 Thieves could not get their jungler out of there.
Oh, Dignitas. They're able to chase him down, so their invade that starts on Braum eventually does find the kill, getting the flash as well, and Morgana absolutely melts Void Grubs here. Group them all up on the W and getting that reduction that we talked about. They burn through them all just in time. Braum arriving and making it kind of scary.
Hey, yeah, Winter's Bite on Spica again. Black Shield used very early. And now Sniper jumps in. Nice double knockback, but Licorice gets right onto the backline. Sniper's in trouble. Quid's in trouble as well. Quid will get one onto Eyles and actually still survives. Sniper tanking up so much damage there from Licorice.
And it's because 100 Thieves, they sent everybody. So they brought Meech, they brought Eyla, they brought the entire team after their jungler had gone down. And they got the kills, but the objectives have already been taken. So a few more kills there, some extra money, and River going to try and make them pay with some regular jungle camps here. At least stealing away the Raptors, which does get them to the level 6.
Yeah, has the ultimate available now. Did not have it for that earlier play here, but let's get another look at that because, yeah, you're right, the numbers advantage did exist.
Yeah, and Spica is correct here. He saves his Black Shield right for the last tick of the Braum stun to pop on him. So he's going to be the only member that survives. Everybody else tries to go all in and tries to finish off Sniper, but they're unable to do it because the entire 100 Thieves squad had made their way over. They kept Ashe there. Meech was pushing mid lane. Grayson would have liked to do something about the earlier death, but
Ashe arrow with the Winter's Bite means Eyles with no flash is going to go down here. Nice little pick. That's the advantage of the Ashe, the 80 carry that can have that go button.
This 100 Thieves pain train, Genghis. They are moving as a group, and they are getting rewards for it. When in doubt, just group up and force stuff with your hard CC. They have loads and loads of hard CC, masses of it, and they just are able to get their kill again onto bottom side here, taking out Eyla into the Dragon.
And I want to take an opportunity to talk about the AD carry that made that play happen there. Given the tool with the Ashe, we talked a lot about Sniper last game, but this time Meech, another rookie coming into the league that is playing against Zven. I mean, basically the same narrative we had for Sniper versus Licorice exists for Meech against Zven. Has never played against this guy. And Meech, I feel like he's just kept scaling throughout the year. Didn't have the biggest debut because he was putting on things like the Seraphine, if you remember, like the double support meta, or double support item meta at the beginning of spring, then a lot of Senna comps. I really want to see 100 Thieves lean more into this guy as a playmaker because that is something he showed the ability to do when he was in the NACL. And hopefully he's confident enough to do that here in the LCS.
Yeah, I mean, I really like them in their series versus Energy as Spica makes a visit towards mid lane. Just kind of annoying. They'll tap you with the W, get the little burn on there, and allow Jensen to go for a very offensive trade. But yeah, their series versus Energy, I think here so far in summer, Meech's looks quite good for them. And a lot of people kind of underestimating that bottom lane as Eyla's again.
Okay, flash committed from Eyla. Not necessarily needed, but it will work. It sends a message. River gets the kill as Isles gets caught yet again out of position.
Let's see here. Next timing, because River did just invest ultimate timer, but the pace that 100 Thieves have kept up with all of these picks here, just constantly chasing around the Dignitas members that don't have flash, that cannot escape there, and grabbing up another kill. At least it cost them some jungle camps. Spica keeping up his speed clear, and Dignitas, of course, still over 1,000 the gold lead for themselves.
Yeah, Spica's clearing, but it's actually the solo lanes that are having these massive CS advantages. It's surprising to see 5 versus 2 kills with the Dragon advantage to 100 Thieves, but the gold still being on Dignitas' side, even Zven being well ahead of Meech, so just the CS numbers keeping them in the game.
Yeah, Zven having got that turn for the kill on bottom side helped out a lot. He's got the Cull, of course, so once Cull pops as well, going to be a nice another bit of a payday. And he did buy the tier really early on first back, so he's going to have the transformation a little bit earlier than Jensen, but Jensen also is going the Muramana plus Trinity Force build as he is going to give a wide berth to River, but not quite wide enough as he wants to bait a little bit maybe there, having Spica behind him.
Big chunk from River onto Jensen. And to go back to that point of just the good CS numbers, as the poke just continues from Quid here, I think a big part of that is that it's just not something that we see the younger rookie players being as proficient as these more veteran players. They have more experience under their belt to actually, you know, make sure that they're getting all that CS, something I wish that we maybe prioritize a little bit more in the developmental leagues as River gets away from Spica's stun.
Yeah, and that last play, it was kind of cool because Jensen is like talking with Spica. He's right behind him. He wants to bait River in further, but the ult on his cooldown wasn't back up anyway.
Yeah.
So still ticking away. And now River, I think it's a couple seconds away. It's kind of hard to tell with these indicator, but
it's on right now, I can tell you that. But you are going to be engaging into that Morgana with the Black Shield. Licorice frontlining it straight onto Quid, and there's no answer from River because it's a Black Shielded Crocodile jumping on top of your AP mid laner. Sniper's going to try and create some space. Now River gets in there, looking at Jensen as a vault breaker. Big damage. Jensen flashed over the wall. He repositions, and River fails the flash to follow. Dignitas come up huge in the play.
Oh, it's the big Dignitas summer indeed. They are crushing it here in this game. Another one versus 100 Thieves, but this time they're the ones with the massive gold lead. And full 6 grubs means they will annihilate the towers. So whenever you have a big gold lead early on and you got the full 6 grubs, it makes it a lot easier to finish these games out. You've got double AD carries. You've got the Morgana counter pick. And the Morgana has been the star. This one doesn't even show the other early binding, but Spica has been good with both the shields as well as the bindings. And Jensen escapes over the back, meaning that they don't give over any kills, getting the extra grubs plus the extra kills here for Dignitas. And at this point, this is one of those points where, yeah, you can you can start to stretch out a little bit. You know, you have such a massive
guy's not that
lead.
hard, you know?
Yeah, really good stuff. But, you know, things like that where instantly flashing, turning around, while the enemy is just like eyeing you on the objectives. it's a really good punish there to quickly flash. They turn around, and now 100 Thieves are in a very, very dangerous spot.
And I was talking about this last game a little bit, but Dignitas, they have more synergy than I would have expected for a roster that's essentially brand new coming into summer, multiple returning players. You look at how they set up that grub fight. Jensen's in the perfect spot. Licorice and Spica clearly were on the same page. This is an amount of synergy that we haven't even seen teams like Cloud9 and Spring be able to achieve this early in a split. So very impressive that Dignitas has been able to play the game in this manner. 100 Thieves have yet to really find a way into this one. And now the gold is even more in the favor of Dignitas. Still 5 kills to 100 Thieves, but a couple more picked up by Dig. Plus, like you said, those grubs. 100 Thieves have a uphill battle ahead of them as the dragon is spawn.
I just love that in the LCS so far, we are seeing, you know, really, really embracing some of these picks that have not been heavily utilized across the world that much. Even though in solo queue, there's a lot of things that, you know, sometimes find success and don't make it onto the stage.
Flash forward, locking down Quid. He flashed to safety, but there is no safety. Isles with the kill credit. Jensen doing the damage. Nice little roam.
Kangas,
yeah?
this one's going to be brutal.
I
gotta be honest, this one is going to be brutal.
I was really hoping we'd get a couple more like that last one, but
Yeah.
I think it's going to be more like the first series.
Yeah, that first game was so back and forth. We end with a base race even after a huge comeback that Dignitas had to make. But whenever you have a first game like that in a series where Dignitas are the team that make this big, you know, comeback from a goal deficit, if you go into game number 2 and that team that just made the big comeback also is the team that now has a 5,000 gold lead at 15 minutes themselves.
Has Zven died yet?
Ooh, it is looking very good for the Dignitas believers. And a lot of people, when they saw this roster, there were a lot of skeptics because a lot of these players you know, have had quite a few years under their belts in pro play. And a lot of them not being in pro play the very previous split gave some question. You know, people are not very trusting nowadays of of veteran players keeping up their work ethic. But if you know these specific players all have very strong work ethics and have been spamming the solo queue and really trying to work on it.
Name of the game for 100 Thieves, though, has been this so far. Catch Isles on rotation while he's going for these little ward paths. Gets a big engage, locks down 100 Thieves deep in the enemy jungle. Now Spica's walking forward. We'll just press Black Shield, press R buttons. Ven's over the wall. Perfect position here. Gets engaged on. Still flashes to safety. Vault breaker forward. River commits and will get his man. They trade Eyla for it, but 100 Thieves walk out with an extra kill onto Licorice.
And they're not trying to be done, but they got they got binded here.
Yeah.
Black Shield onto Spica, and then the binding right into Sniper. So they put a stop to the play there from the side of Dignitas. But it's a huge thing here for 100 Thieves. Nice to see them not rolling over, fighting back. And with objective bounties in the game, you want to get more out of it, but they just can't. Teleport up top side here from Dig 2.
Oh, maybe they're going to commit onto Jensen now. It would be very dangerous without the ultimate on the Vi.
Yeah, you could tell the plan, and I'm definitely down with that too, where like you get some sort of a window back into the game. You really want a gold bounty from one of these objective bounties because the ones on the neutral objectives like Rift Herald are bigger than the ones that start on turrets. The turret ones are only 250 at base, and the Rift Herald one is 500 at base, multiplied by how far you are behind. But it also takes a long time to take that Rift Herald.
I don't pay attention. I just see it glows yellow.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like,
and then you get the noise when you take it, the gold cash
it's so
sound.
satisfying. And unfortunately, in my solo queue games, I'm often in that position. But not going to be picked up by 100 Thieves.
The self-report.
Yeah, it's all right. They get pushed off the objective. We're going to get another replay, though, because it was a committal onto Isles, which is how they have been getting a lot of their kills to begin with.
Yeah, I like that you called that out the first time around. You know, this has been the target that has been the easiest for them to pick off. Obviously, Leona is kind of notorious for it, like the class of supports like Nautilus, but this is where it also even kind of ballooned for them. And I thought this was a really good arcane shift from Zven over into the Raptor pit, but River says, I don't care, I'm flashing after you too. I'm going to make sure.
You're not getting out of that one.
Yeah, we're getting this.
Oh, River flashing for more in the mid lane as well. Pick onto Spica, 100 Thieves. With the pincers, will actually get one kill. They lose their mid turret outer for that, though, and still a 5,000 lead for Dignitas. But they're showing, like you said, they're fighting back. They're not just laying down and giving up the game.
Yep, definitely a bit of catharsis there as well, as they're able to take down a Morgana, which has been such a difficult thing.
Quid, no ultimate available, no flash available. The only way out is to win the fight, and there's just no chance. Nice little find from Jensen and Isles. Is there a punish, though? River and Sniper are here.
He does have ult, but yeah, not going to be enough damage around them.
Zven knocked up, and Licorice jumping in onto Meech. The Winter's Bite. Braum passive will stun up Licorice. Good sidestep for Meech. He's playing this fight beautifully, as River will get the kill, but Meech just dodging everything there.
And full credit to River on the pivot here. River pivoted on going for a topside chase there to go mid lane and get this one, turn it around with the skirmish. They got both summoner spells out of Zven in addition to that pickup kill on the
And didn't even have to burn the cease and desist, so he still could look for a proactive play as Dragon's up in 20 seconds. He's the only one on the map. Everybody else is reset, but River will try and just, body ward, take away a blue buff here as well, so Dignitas can't walk in. This could be a Dragon picked up by 100 Thieves.
Yeah. The only thing for 100 Thieves is like, oh man, we keep seeing these really good plays, trying to fight back into the game. But then you check still, and Dignitas have been pushing all of the other lanes. So like the gold lead is really hard to budge. It's barely budging up there, still almost up at 5,000 for themselves. But this is what 100 Thieves have to do. They have to keep forcing.
Again, onto Isles. They're committing onto the front line. Really good shield from Eyla, buying a lot of space. But River still taking damage. Zven dances around the fight. 2 kills over to Dignitas as 100 Thieves will try and hold the choke point at their own entrance. They have Sniper looking for a potential flank, but he does not commit through the river. So Dignitas, they win the fight, they'll get the Dragon.
Yeah, that one, River ulted onto Isles. Which is like, that's the target they're trying to kill. They're trying to pick him again. That has worked. But also, Spica got the counter Black Shield, the direct counter to Vi, popped it on just in time, and so. Yeah.
Just like you said at the beginning of the game, I mean, the Vi can make things happen, but if Morgana is there, way harder to have that big impact with the champion. So yeah, here we go. We see that social media is also pretty happy about this Morgana pick. This is 2 pretty unique picks from Spica in a row, and which, by the way, I don't think we gave him credit. The last game, his Zyra win rate went up. So good to him for that.
Yeah, Jat was talking about his solo queue Zyra win rate.
I would consider it global for him. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, now his global went up, and his pro play Zyra win rate is
it's looking good.
Is insane.
Those stocks are high right now, and it's looking like Morgana could be high too. I don't know if stats could check this actually. How many Morgana games has Spica played? Because she's been in the meta before.
Yeah.
What's his Morgana jungle?
Yeah, do you remember when they first applied the jungle multiplier to Morgana, and it was just insane? Yeah, that thing has ping-ponged a few times, but back on top here, as most AP junglers have really good clear speeds, and that's why I really like it being an option where you can utilize it like this as an R5, like really, really good counter pick to an Ashe, to a Vi that are already showing, like all of these things.
Oh, another engage from Isles. Looked like he was getting picked off for a moment, but he instead goes for the engage himself, knocked up by the Glacial Fissure, and Isles will just get peppered down by Meech. Teleport from Quid in the mid lane will push off Licorice, so just another find from 100 Thieves here, and I do have confirmation from production. I believe our stats guy Leo checked. First Morgana game for Spica, but another pick potentially on to Zven. Black Shield will keep him alive for a little longer, but Quid does still get the kill.
Yep, they still get it, and they can turn it into a Baron check. Let's see, all 500 Thieves are alive and well. Sniper trying to play bodyguard here. Spica's got flash.
Okay.
The Morgana could work some more miracles.
Yeah, Sniper can make space, but he's got to be careful. Don't just give free health bar over to the opponent. You're taking down the Baron, but it's still fairly slow. It's still an early Baron take. Jensen's getting a lot of damage onto Eyla. Meech is taking a lot of damage from the Baron. They need to focus this up and then get out of here, because Dignitas, if they can stop these backs and get a big engage, they have health bar advantages. Doesn't look like they're committing. Spica is over the wall, lands it! That is huge! Quid goes down as River tries to get forward, jumping onto Jensen, and not enough in the tank to get a kill. Sniper and Eyla are in a bad spot too. Spica wants it. Oh, Isles actually walks a different direction. I think maybe they could have looked for more there. But either way, that's Baron picked up only on 3 members.
I see you, Spica. I like that. I mean, sometimes the Z-axis in League of Legends is really weird.
Yeah.
So when someone is blast cone.
Oh. Okay, goes pop by Sniper. Jensen's looking for it, has the Black Shield. Spica trying to keep him alive. Sniper's dodging everything right now. The rookie top laner, not enough, and will still fall. But I liked the look.
Yeah, Black Shield doing wonders again. It means that the Corki is not moved with the Ksante during the all-out, so Jensen got to live and then come back through for the Q as well. Morgana really making some magic here for Dignitas, despite all of these good plays. We keep going over for 100 Thieves. We're like, look, another pick. Kangas, another pick, another pick.
Look, this
one got Baron. And you look at the gold lead, and it's still 5K. It's still 5K. What the?
Yeah, that's, you know what that is? Kobe, they call that a big dig summer. As well, let's get another look here. Sniper really looking for that side lane play. Thinking Jensen was alone.
Yeah, he dodged the binding there quite nicely, but unfortunately for him, 3v1 as the rest of the Dignitas members come to protect Jensen.
Jensen's been having a great start to the split as well. Sidestepping, positioning so well in these fights. I'm still thinking back to that avoid grub fight earlier in this game. So props to these veteran players coming back to play for Dignitas. And Jensen on his return, Licorice and Zven on the return to pro play, not skipping a beat.
Yeah, Jensen returning to Dignitas after trash talking the Ori a little bit after leaving. And then I like it though.
No, he's catching strays from other players.
But Dignitas were like, you know, no hard feelings. Yeah, come on back.
Happy to have you, man. You're doing great. Isles goes for an engage here. Licorice on the flank, but answered by Sniper. Huge team fight from 100 Thieves. They got Spica down. Now attention onto Licorice. The Crocodile's in trouble, taking a lot of damage up. Zven gets Seismic shoved back, but look at Jensen just free firing in the fight. They forgot about the Corki. Double kill to Jensen.
And they're not okay. That ultimate does a lot of damage nowadays, but does not actually touch either of the 100 Thieves members. So it's okay, it's done. We're done with the action, but man, what a close one. And they finally make a sizable dent there. Dragon has respawned, though. How quickly can they reset after this one? Our timers are desynced, and 100 Thieves are not going to have their bottom lane. Even though Spica has 5 seconds left on his death timer, because Dignitas have their AD carries resetting first and get back out onto the map, they should be able to set up priority on River. Yeah. But here's a look at how they started up. Isles went headlong into it, and then Eyla's able to do so much work on the Braum. He put up the Unbreakable, and then he lays down the ultimate as his Unbreakable is about to time out. And he created a lot of space, but Jensen was still on the front lines. And he was the last one alive with a full health bar.
Yeah.
So he was happy to be on the front line.
If you watch that fight, I think, you know, in hindsight, Eyla it bought us space, but Isles also bought a lot of space because him and Licorice were kind of like tag teaming in. It was like a tag team wrestle match, you know, like, all right, I'll front line, now you front line, now I'll front line. And they were just able to buy so much space. Meech was putting the damage there that Jensen could walk up. And now Dignitas, they get the dragon during the replay. They're just going to walk in to 100 Thieves' jungle. Like you had said, it doesn't matter. The 100 Thieves have found a couple of nice plays. What matters is the big 5,000 gold lead that Dignitas currently has.
And they've got double buffs on the team right now. They avoid the Ashe arrow without having to use the cooldown of the Black Shield from Morgana either. So Zven can stay up in their faces here. This tower is literally one auto away from dying. They use the Void Mites, but they can't even get it with the Void Mites. Now they just go up and
says
get
that doesn't matter. One turret shot's nothing. Drop in the pan.
That's not going to be enough to take them down. So they finish off their tower, and that's going to be the recall here. Reset for Dignitas. Go spend that extra money, then get back up to the opposite side of the map. You have plenty of time before this Baron, so a full minute and a half, basically. They go reset, get their wards, try and push their lanes back out to be able to get in position. And Dignitas, not only the gold lead, but also they have Dragon Soul looming in 3.5 minutes.
Yep.
They've got Baron coming up even quicker, so they can play it however they want. If they want to try and bait a little bit around with Baron Vision and see if they can fish for any kills, then maybe they could do something there, or they could play it safe and just wait and save all of their control wards and all of their vision resources for the Dragon setup.
And right now they're fighting for mid lane priority here before that Baron spawns. But I want to go back to the kind of power level of the teams coming into the day, because obviously only 1 weekend of LCS so far. It's impossible to know where everybody stacks up, but just how quickly 100 Thieves were able to dismantle their week 1 opponents to how much Dignitas made Cloud9 work for their win. It felt like, okay, I don't know who's going to be favored here, but Dignitas are just kind of smacking around 100 Thieves in this game too. Yeah, they were behind game 1, but they made that comeback, and it looks like it could be a 2-0, which really, I think, changes the narrative of the league pretty drastically already in week 2, as Dignitas will fight for vision priority. Baron is now spawning.
Yeah, and even in this game where Dignitas have had a pretty sizable lead the whole time around, 100 Thieves have still kept it interesting.
Yes.
Kept on forcing fights. They have a pick comp. They have to keep looking for picks. So that is what they have done. Pick after pick after pick. It's not like they've got a lot else to do with this set of champions. They're kind of locked into it. So,
which is exactly what I want to see from a team with so many rookies, so many young players, is that a willingness to scrap, the willingness to try and make plays happen.
Hello.
And maybe they're able to make something happen here. Licorice caught out way far away from the rest of the team. Weaver's Wall will lock him down. It's actually stopped. Quid will try and get damage instead. Huge seismic shove. Guarantees the kill. Nice pick from 100 Thieves.
And they instantly teleport up to the top side there. Let's see what we can do with it. Baron gonna get started out while they clear the control ward. Dignitas, now it is 35 seconds on Licorice, but the rest of the team has a lot of poke.
Yeah.
So it can be very dangerous against Ezreal, Corki, and
that's Unbreakable down.
Bindings.
That's the Braum shield to blank the Ezreal ultimate. They will not have that anymore. Nice Enchanted Crystal Arrow here. Spica's the target, flashes to safety. Isles goes back in. Zven with the damage. Dignitas playing this fight beautifully. Quid almost in trouble there. Gets out, but 100 Thieves had no business on that Baron the way Dignitas are playing this, but they still want more. They're going to corral them just like they did before. This time, the whole team's committed. Isles takes so much damage with that Leona W. Jensen jumps over the wall, says, you got no escape, baby. You got to get through me. Sniper says, bet. Maybe has it. Double kill to Jensen, but that is Dignitas with an ace.
They chase them all down. Everyone on 100 Thieves in the dirt, and Dignitas will claim Baron as their reward. You understand 100 Thieves' point of view. They just got a pick and they want to make the most of it.
Yeah.
They're like, this is our comeback opportunity. It's just that they did expend a lot getting the pick, and so it's really hard for them to do their turn onto the rest of Dignitas. And Dignitas, as we mentioned, have so much poke in their surviving members, and they still have the black shield.
Yeah.
So you're like, ah, man, it's so hard to win this, even though it's a 5v4. The Dignitas side is pretty strong here. So really good ultimate there from Isles at the very beginning, and then you saw immediately as River tries to go in, just gets annihilated. Zven and Jensen do so much damage right now that all they need are the 2 extra supports basically, in Isles and Spica, creating the space for them. Everyone getting chunked so low that Jensen says, you shall not pass. Even though I might go down here, you're definitely going to die to the other AD carry.
Yep.
And they get the Baron as a reward.
And for as many times as I was getting picked early in the game, has had a fantastic second half stretch here. Finds so much space, finding big engages. Now they have the Red Bull Baron power play for Dignitas. That's what kept 100 Thieves kind of in this game, but now that 5K lead is an 8.5K lead. We're at the Dragon. 100 Thieves trying to push Dignitas off of it. This feels like it could be the desperation play, maybe their last-ditch effort to salvage the game, but they are just taking poke after poke here. Nobody can get on Jensen. Nobody can answer Jensen. And now they're trying to get onto Zven. Instead, it's stolen. River will get the Dragon. It's a big cash prize right there, and also delays the soul from Dignitas, but can they get out afterwards? Jensen's in the wall. It looks like Sniper's just going to trade his life for it. Eyla and Meech had to run through the turret. Oh, it's disaster for the Thieves. Yeah, they deny the Dragon Soul, but they lose almost everyone for it.
And I think they might lose everything for it with the game.
Yeah.
Because the Baron buff, wow, we've got a sneaky survival of Meech here, but I think the Baron buff is going to do it, Kangas.
And what a performance from Dignitas. Game 1, it was a comeback. Game 2, it was domination. The Thieves fought hard, they fought well, but at the end of the day, Dignitas will dig their graves. That's a 2-0 to Dig.
Let's go. Zven is hyped up after 2 very, very good games from the Dignitas AD carry. Switches back to the role that he truly loves. And the team is rewarded for it.
Yeah, he only left that because of, I believe, Berserker coming into the league. Happy to be back there. But let's hear from the man himself, because we do have Jat down there for our post-game interview.
Thank you, guys. I'm here with Dignitas. You were just discussing the game, whether or not, I think Spica was saying that you're carrying that last game?
Yeah, and then apparently I'm not carrying because I didn't have the most damage. Their mid lane had more
What
damage.
is the damage?
Out damaged by Dignitas Line, I think, by a whopping 200 damage.
Congratulations, Zven.
Not a good look.
Out damaging as the Ezreal. But otherwise, how do you feel coming back and getting your first win in 2024?
I mean, like, it's like a bit anticlimactic in here. It's like kind of quiet in here. So like after we won, I took off my headset and I was like,
You got a fan over there?
I'm just like one man yelling in here. It's kind of weird being in the gulag and all. But I mean, it feels kind of good.
How are the vibes on the team, though? It seems pretty positive. I've heard some disturbing stories from scrims. Yes.
I mean, right now, just let me cook. I mean, I think in the start we had a bit of a rough start, but lately, like, scrims have been going amazing. Yesterday especially, like, completely stomped the enemy team. So I think right now, beating 100 Thieves, like, I think we're in a good state.
Give me that shit. Yeah, so we started with a solid like 15 to 20% win rate against LCS teams, that is. And then yesterday we got confidence boost from NRG, so shout out to them, appreciate it. They're part of the 10% lose to Dignitas and scrims. But honestly, the vibes are good in the team. We're doing well as a team. I think like it's a slow progress as a team. Want this back?
I mean, it doesn't really matter. Just Isles, how does it feel being on this team with apparently a bunch of trolls? But how are you liking it? Because you had 4 teammates switch out.
I just think, oh, there goes the headset. I don't know, the vibes on the team have been really good. Like, compared to last split, like, we were like full mute on stage. And now, like, I need to turn down my jungle to like 100% in order to play. But like, it's a lot of fun.
Spica, how do you respond to the accusations that you're too loud? But also, how did you feel about your jungle meta today, Morgana and Zyra?
I mean, I legit just first time Morgana jungle. I was like, yo guys, they pick Vi, I want to play Morgana jungle, right? And then I was kind of insecure about it because I haven't played like a single solo queue game. We didn't even play on stage. And then my team was like, just go for it, bro. If we lose, it's whatever. And then I just lock it in, you know? And I feel useful this game, so it's not bad. Yeah. I hope.
I mean, it was a good pick. I actually do. I want to know what it was like going up against Sniper. It started not great, but then you had such a clutch play in game 1 as well as a good game 2.
Yeah, I mean, he was playing well. I think 100 Thieves is really good at playing around him, but he's a strong player. And then I do want to talk more about the Morgana, because I feel like this is the kind of LCS game that the one tricks, they watch LCS, they're like, oh my god, like this guy can't play my champ. Like, this is so boosted. But like, he was first timing it, so I'm glad we got that out there. And I mean, we won the game, and he came in clutch, so. Yeah.
When is the last time you actually played Morgana? Because I know you're first timing it on stage, but like
in the beginning of the season, so I was kind of capping for like, you know, style points. But I lost all games, and it kind of like killed my confidence. But the last time I was like really, I think it was like maybe 2021 when Morgana jungle was meta. That was like last time I was actually like playing in scrims and stuff. So it's been a while, but I'm glad my team trusted me to lock in a troll champ, you know.
Well, congratulations on the 2-0. I was a little worried that you were going to be the biggest haters of best of 3 if you couldn't close out the series after smashing both game 1s. Anyone want the final word before we toss away? Zven?
Yeah.
Content King?
Just, do you happen to know what season is it right now?
Oh no. What season?
Yeah, what season is it right now?
14.
No, it's Dick season.
With that, we're going to toss it back to the casters, Kangas and Cobra, to close out the day. Thank you guys. Congratulations.